Yeah, hi everyone, this is how I went this round. So 2,379, top 9%. That's pretty good. That's okay, a lot better than last week. Last week I finished around 73,000, which just isn't simply good enough. So massive improvement from last week. Look, a massive rank change at 59,300 and 34,000 for season rank change. That's not too bad there. I'm back in the top quarter now. There's still a few things I want to discuss. So check out my team. So got Jack Crisp, 121. Happy with that. Yeah, a few people traded him out, which I reckon silly doing trades like that around one unless they're injured. Yeah, Ridley, yeah, not bad from him. 102, I'll take it. It's not the 120, 130, which is what we want, but look, better than last week. So hopefully he continues his run. Jaden Short, 136. Yeah, great game from him. That's what we want to see. Hopefully continue this up. I mean, GWS weren't that good. A bit disappointing from them. I thought they would beat Richmond, to be honest. I don't think Richmond are that good anymore, but I don't think GWS aren't that good. I mean, they are missing, what's his name? Toby Green, but Richmond are missing more of their top players, so I don't know what's going on with GWS. We feel disappointing. This is probably one of the most concerning picks, to be honest. I don't know why I went for him, to be honest. I guess I copied everybody else. Look, we'll give him another couple more weeks. Look, I reckon he will bounce back. He's just so inconsistent, this player. We feel it's just, oh gosh, just frustrating. He did this last year. It's just he's only really had one or two good seasons. It's probably a bit overrated, to be honest. He just doesn't do it consistent. Probably better off going with even Luke Ryan did better than him. Even Jake Bowie. Dawson. There's all these other players. Hall could have gone them. I guess they're a bit more expensive, but they're more expensive for a reason. And we feel it's just, I don't know why everyone went for him or had concerns about him pre-season. But everyone takes the bait, and I'm for it too. I guess because he was cheaper. If it was a bit more expensive, and I would have probably gone even a Dawson or Hall. Someone actually, can get the ball more. George Stewart, I got rid of McInerney for Hewitt, which has ended up being a great decision. It cost me. McInerney was a fail pod. Look, he can still become good. I reckon he could. He can bang out a couple of hundreds in the next month for all I know. But look, I reckon Hewitt's all right for now. But I don't think he'll score 100 every week. It's Carlton's luck at the moment. I don't think their run will last too long. I hope not. Look, so Hewitt seems to be a great pick for now, but it could change. McInerney's cost me big time. Could have brought in someone else for a bit cheaper price and use that money elsewhere, or get another premium. But oh well, you win, you lose. DeConnie didn't play. I used a loophole for McCartan, which was a great decision. 80, which is excellent for McCartan. Considering we have no other good rookie defenders. I mean, he's not a rookie, which makes it even more concerning. Driscoll did end up playing, which is a bit annoying, since it was medical sub, which you want him to be actually playing. Look, it is a good sign that he is a medical sub, in a sense that he could be playing in a few weeks' time, hopefully. But the thing is, he only scored 18, which isn't going to help the price rise for the first few weeks, unless he goes an absolute big score. So it's a bit frustrating. I might still keep him. I reckon it might be a better long-term option if he does end up scoring like an 80 or even 100 or even a couple of 60s or 70s in a row without dropping a terrible score. So we'll soon see with Driscoll. McRae, took the VC on him, which, look, is a safe option. You got Lockie Neal got 198, which he usually dominates against us. So Look, I was thinking him or Neal, but I want to, after the mistake I made with Stewart last week, you take your 140 every week, even if you do lose a few points, which was more than a few in this case. But 198, I'm not going to expect 198 from a player. You're not going to get that every week. So, look, Lockie Neal's probably the reason why Brisbane won, to be honest. Without him, I don't think Brisbane would have won, or it would have been a bit closer. He was the difference in the end. He was the best player in the second half after Peter Wright stopped dominating. So, look, Lockie Neal, great score from him. Jake Steele, it was a good thing he got over 100 this week. Still going to lose money off him. So, look, it's a step in the right direction. Even though St Kilda won, he didn't completely dominate. So, we'll take it for now. I should have probably gone with Miller or even a Ben Keys. Gone for something a bit different instead of Jack Steele. A lot of people went Jack Steele as well instead of Miller. I know some people did go Miller over Steele, which probably was a better option. Or you could have played a gamble and taking someone like a Keys or Petrarca or someone a bit cheaper. To be honest, I reckon Keys is a good option now. But we'll soon see. Things can turn around. It's a long season. As we saw, Jack Stewart, average starts last season, performed well, was one of the best players in the second half of the season. So, that price for a reason. I don't think he's not injured. So, Matt Rowell, disappointing. Gold Coast only lost by a couple of goals against the top side. So, it's a pretty good effort from Gold Coast, considering they got Ben King out and Bowes out. So, look, good effort from Gold Coast. I reckon they're a better side than what a lot of other people see in this season. I don't think they'll make finals, but they might pull up a few good upsets, which sometimes they do anyway. But I reckon, look, 71, not that great, but he performed well last week. You can't expect a big score every week as long as he doesn't get below 60. He's still fairly young. So now Berry, this is a bit. Look, it's a bit mediocre. I believe he was tagging Merritt for a large chunk of the game. So, look, a little bit concerning about Berry. Once Brisbane play maybe a few crap sides, he might be able to dominate a bit more, get a bit more possession, and play a better game. Looks like Jai Cardwell at the moment is doing a bit better than him. Around the same price as Berry and has performed a little bit better. So, probably losing 50 points there. Berry probably, both of them have terrible injury history. So, look, we'll keep Berry in for now. It's not a complete disaster. 76, an average one of 71.5 isn't a total disaster. But you want a bit more if you're trying to, make him get to 500k or 450k even. And you can use him as a downgrade or upgrade option to another player. Orn Francis, good game from him, which is what you want. 98, decent score from him. This is the reason why he was a number one draft pick for a reason. North Melbourne, they played West Coast, who obviously has a half the size of it, waffle side. So, look, you could have even marked expecting more, considering West Coast. West Coast played pretty well. North Melbourne, a bit concerned about them. I reckon they're finishing the bottom two, but look, they'll take a win. A bit scrappy that game. Probably was the worst game to watch this weekend, to be honest. Absolutely shocking. Nick Dacos, 53. Disappointing from Dacos. Very disappointing. 53. You can't expect a good game every week, but considering Collingwood won, expecting him to get a bit more. But if you have a few games like this year, be how he didn't play due to COVID, so took Dylan Stephen as an option, which ended up being a great selection. Gained a few points over the competition. Instead of having Ward, which I've got to be concerned about him as well, considering Hawthorn have won the last two games. Although they didn't win the Supercoach points this week, which is kind of really interesting, which is really strange considering they belted Port Adelaide. I just think Port Adelaide's efficiency just wasn't there, which is a huge concern for them. I don't think they'll make top four now, even though it's round two. They just, Look, I had a bit of concern about Port Adelaide pre-season, even though they are, I do expect them to finish around the top 4 or top in the finals. I don't know anymore. In terms of Connor Macdonald, again, 55. Well, he's a bit cheaper than Ward, and he's actually had a high average, so he'll make a bit more money. I don't even know if Ford will make break even. Maybe just make break even, make a bit of money, but not as much as what we hoped. He had that great pre-season game, which brought everybody in, but it looks like it might be a bit of a trap. We'll soon see. Hopefully we can get a good game of getting 100 or an 80, and then we can trade him off. I was hoping we can trade one of these players off in the next few weeks. Yeah, it's enough of the midfield. Max Scorn, 88, which is a bit disappointing. Considering, there's probably cheaper options, like in English. Seems to be a better option at the moment. Be winning if you had English. You'd be saving a fair bit of money. Or a Rowell Marshall, I don't think he performed that well this round, so it wasn't a really, huge advantage considering Darcy was off the last quarter. Look, it probably wasn't the best game for St Kilda Rucks, so, yeah, but in terms of Gawn, yeah, I don't know with Gawn. It's probably one of the most concerning part of this team, to be honest, other than Whitfield. Got huge question marks over Whitfield and Gawn, to be honest. I mean, look, they're great players on paper, but just, yeah, with Luke Jackson dominating, it's my huge concern with Gawn. Oh, I don't like trading premiums, but look, I'll have to hold on Gawn. It's difficult with the Rucks this year because even with Grundy 101, it's just not performing as well as what they used to. With the Rucks and having Darcy getting injured, it just makes it an absolute frustrating experience. So I don't know. The whole Rucks is just, I don't know. The Rucks just, we'll soon see. I mean, if you have Witch, you're saving money. He didn't perform that well either. I guess he's going against Scorn and Jackson. It's difficult. It's not the best week for either of them. All Rucks are quality. All Ruckman there are quality Ruckman. So, look, Hugh Dixon didn't play. I think due to COVID or was he dropped? Either way, wasn't worth having him. It's an emergency anyway. So, look, Josh Dunkley, 97. It's had disappointing. Don't know if we'll make money off him. Maybe a little. But look, Bulldogs were disappointing on Friday night. I reckon they could have won if they, at final 10 minutes, they really should have won the game, or at least added a draw or a bit closer. So, they had the chances in the last quarter and they blew it. So it's their fault to blame. It's probably an even game in the end. Look, Zach Butters, good score from him, considering they got smashed, which is kind of odd. Wasn't expecting that big of a score. So we'll take it. Looks like he's a keeper. He's actually doing better than Dunkley at the moment. Yeah, absolute gun, this player. Yeah. Coniglio, good score from him, just under a ton. But this is a good in addition, disappointing GWS side. Hoping Coniglio can get a couple tons and become a keeper. If not, we'll get rid of him at 500k or 550k, which probably might be a keeper, depending on other forwards. In terms of Cherry, this is a great selection. Look, this is looking like it's going to be his breakout year, getting more ruck time against a waffle player. So, it was a great opportunity for him to really enhance himself and show what he's made of for this game, and he did well, Cherry. So, 120, excellent job. Happy with him. Can't be any more happy, pretty much, with him. It'll be different next week. Who have they got next week? North Melbourne. Quickly check that mini. Josh Rochelle, disappointing with him. Should have selected him as an emergency instead of Brody. I mean, it was a silly decision. It's that was probably the poorest decision I made this round. Having Brody on emergency instead of Rochelle, even though Rochelle did better last week. You should have had Rochelle as an emergency. And since he got 58, which isn't a good score, I could have just left him out and left him on there and have Brody on, which was a silly mistake for me in hindsight. But, you win some and you lose some. I lost about 40 points which might have cost me a few thousand of spots, I guess, in the rankings. But look, we all make decisions that aren't the best, and that was one of them. It's not the worst decision I made this season, that's for sure. And look, hey, 68, not the best, not the worst. Look, you're not going to get 100 every week. I was hoping for about 80 or 90, but they played again against Darcy, who's a decent ruckman, and Floyd Beck wasn't too bad either. So, yeah, not the best week for the St Kilda ruckman. And yeah, Elijah Holland, I thought he'd be playing this week, so I don't know what's going on with him. Might have to bring him on with Martin, Nick Martin. We'll soon see. He didn't play, which we'll soon see with Nick Martin. If he plays, Elijah Holland probably has to go. It's just difficult because he can't bring in Martin's cash price rise this week. So you probably have to wait another week on that. Overall, look, yeah, decent score. Could have got another 40 points with Brody. It's just the pods like Brayshaw and Ryan. If you have them, you're a bit ahead of a competition. Seems like jumping on Whitfield looks like is a wrong train to jump on. And I wasn't concerned. Had read question marks about Gordon Whitfield, and I went with just like a lot of other people. Got trapped into it. So look, I know it's only round 2, but I got huge concerns with these two players. Really huge question marks. Other than that, there isn't too much to complain about. Maybe other than Steele starts the season, but maybe a very disappointing. Maybe have to bring Martin in. We'll soon see with the rookies who to bring in and out. I might not even make that many trades this week, depending if players get COVID or not. Yeah, fairly happy with this round. Could have gone slightly better, but much improvement from last week. It looks like we're heading in the right direction. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.